All of my favorite stories about me from childhood involve some amount of danger. They're the times when I fell out of a treehouse and then got right back up again. And I like these stories so much because these are the moments that made me me, the resilient adult that I am today. And I think this is a pretty common narrative. But interestingly, it's not the logic that we use when we're tasked with taking care of some of nature's most valuable babies, endangered wild animals. Take salmon, for example. When humans raise these culturally and economically significant fish, we raise them in very sheltered hatcheries. And then we release them into the wild where they have to deal with real predators that want to kill them. And importantly, captive raised salmon have lower survival compared to wild born individuals. The question that has driven my dissertation is whether or not there are experiences that we could give fish that would make them better at dealing with challenges as adults. To answer this question, I worked with Western mosquito fish that I brought into the lab, bred, and then exposed to different challenges. So I have this top red group that were exposed to changing temperatures, this blue group that were exposed to the very scary scent of largemouth bass, the purple group that got both stressors, and then the golden group down at the bottom that didn't have to deal with anything stressful while growing up. And then I looked at them all as adults, and some of the effects are apparent just by looking at them. You'll notice my two middle groups, the blue and purple ones, who were both exposed to predators during development, grew up to be smaller, which is fascinating, right? Because smaller fish, less appetizing to a predator. But I actually cared less about what they looked like and more about who they were. Basically, I wanted to give my fish a BuzzFeed style personality quiz, but tailored towards fish. So I took them all and I put them into new novel tanks that were safe and looked at their behavior. Interestingly, the fish that were exposed to both stressors, that purple group, were more active during these pulses of safety, suggesting they would be able to gather resources that they could use during future challenges. But the most interesting thing to me is that any type of developmental stress resulted in adults that were more behaviorally consistent. And this is fascinating because consistency is a general pattern of behavior that we see in most wild fish populations that helps them to coordinate group behavior and do other anti-predator defensive moves. It seems like developmental stress is crucial into making a fish behave like a fish. My Western mosquito fish are a great reminder that what doesn't kill you doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you normal. Thank you so much for listening.